Yo, we back again. Welcome to Step Into the Light, Step Into the Mic podcast. It's your boy M. Dot. We got Smooth over here. You know what I mean? This is definitely going to be a special episode because we got two of the guys that we grew up with. They represent the Bad News crew, even though we got a couple that's not on here. We got Michael McLaren. We got my boy Vaughn. So go ahead and gentlemen, go ahead and introduce yourselves, man.
Go ahead, G's.
It's good. You already know. It's Mike, Bad News, representing. It's the gang. You can follow me at @nonchalant_ on Instagram. And the brand page is Nonchalant Clothing Brand, @Nonchalant Clothing Brand. And yeah.
Word. It's your boy Vaughn. You know what I mean? As you can see, we in the closet. It's like, nah, it's your boy Javon. You can follow me at Instagram on KingXVaughn_, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel at Vaughn's Closet on YouTube. And yeah, you know what I mean? I'll let Matt and Joe take it away from there. Let this conversation flow.
I bet.
Well, we definitely appreciate y'all both being here this evening. I know y'all super busy. Taking time out y'all day to come kick it with y'all boys.
Yes,
so welcome. You know what I mean? Welcome to the platform. But y'all already, this ain't nothing new to y'all. The way we chop it up is just, this is what we do.
Right.
So, you know what I mean?
So let me ask y'all a question. How's y'all mental? You know what I mean? I think that's important as Black men. We talk about, our mental and how we feeling, you know what I mean? How's life and everything like that? How's 2022 been so far? Even though we've gotten 6 days in, you know what I mean? So what's going on with y'all? How's y'all mental? How's everything with y'all?
It's I'm gonna be transparent, man, because I feel like a lot of times when people get asked this question, especially Black men, they be fronting. You know what I mean? Because we shy away from this conversation. So for me, the end of 2021, I'm not gonna lie, my mental health was pretty messed up. I'm gonna try not to curse, man. I'm gonna try my best.
No, you good, bro.
My mental health was not the best. You know what I mean? I was going through a lot financially. Didn't really know if bills was going to be paid. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to travel back home for the holidays. I was able to do so. But at first, you know what I mean, beginning of November, I didn't know if it was going to be able to happen. For those who don't know, all the listeners out there, I lived in Delaware for the past 8 years. And I've known everybody on here prior to that, but I lived in Delaware for the past 8 years, and I moved to Atlanta in January of 2020. And so that's what I said when I didn't know if I was gonna be able to come home or not, but that's what I'm referring to. So I was in Atlanta. So yeah, that whole being alone for the holidays thing, it definitely messed up my mental. The seasonal depression is real, and I learned the hard way this year. So, but now I'm going into 2022. It's better. Things are looking on the up and up. So, yeah.
That's very interesting, man. I didn't know any of that. Not to that degree. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad you was able to get through that shit though, for real.
Yeah, definitely.
That shit's heavy.
Yeah, I gotta give you your flowers on that one, because you know what I mean. I think that takes a lot of transparency when it comes to that, and to admit that, you know what I mean, and to actually talk about that openly. I respect that, and I always got a love for you, you know what I mean, and I'm always here for you in your corner. You already know that, bro. But I do respect that, man. Go ahead, Big Mike. What's going on with you, bro?
Definitely.
How's your mental?
My mental is actually okay. I'm gonna be just like Vaughn as far as transparent. The end of 2021 was kind of crazy for me. Got into a serious car accident December 8th, and just bouncing back from there. I feel like, God just really saved me at that point in time. Like if I did not believe there was a higher up at that point in time, man, that shit, it was real. I was just pretty much coming out of Christiana Fashion Center, and the guy just T-boned me to the right side, which enabled my vehicle in the middle of an intersection, which was heavy volume. Everybody's Christmas shopping around that time.
Yeah, that shit's
so
crazy.
I'm pretty much just, I'm pretty much just really blessed. that I was able to bounce back or, just be able to walk out of that situation. I'm just now getting back to work. Blessed to be able to have a job and have insurance and have all my oars in the water as far as me leading up to this present day of me getting back to work, and a great support system. And yeah, I'm just keeping it going. Yeah.
Glad you ended up okay, because this is crazy, yo. Because it was you, and then your twin. So,
yeah, she had an accident before.
Yeah. What was that, like a week before or two, something like that?
No, it was like 2 weeks before she ended up getting an accident. And that was a pretty serious accident as well. And she walked out of that, as well as my nephew walked out of that. So it's just been a little scary, a little PTSD on the road, worrying about other drivers, because it's crazy. You're doing what you need to be doing on the road, and then you have to really worry about someone else's nut behind crashing into you. It just blew my whole night, that whole night. So I mean, yeah, I was able to bounce back, and I'm in my own home in the start of 2022. So me and my girl, we actually, everything's going well with that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, new improvements to the house that we live in and all that. So 2022 is it's gonna be a good year.
So how long you, dude? Yeah, big ups, guy. I love that, man. Go ahead, Smooth. Go ahead, tell your stuff, and then I'm gonna come back to Mike. I gotta ask a question.
I mean, shit, I got out of the military. I'm back in the States. That's how my year ended. And I'm back in school now. I'm back in that motherfucker too, but that workload, they not playing around. We just started. I got some things to read and some stuff to fill out. But yeah, man, you already know big moves is coming in 2022. My shorty will be out here in March. Thank goodness. Shoot, what else,
man? Wait for that baby to come.
So yeah, we out here in Raleigh now. That's a new home. Moved out here officially, last week, I guess. Yeah, last weekend, last Sunday. Nice. So yeah, I'm just settling down, hanging out, man. Just trying to maintain, really. It's different switching from a military lifestyle back to civilian. Excuse me. It's a bit of an adjustment, honestly, and being back in the States too. I'm still getting accustomed to being out here. Even the little small things like dinner time. What time y'all normally eat dinner?
Like 4, 5, 6.
Wow, that's early. I'm going for about like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
That's too late.
7:30, 8 o'clock. Okay. For a while I'll probably be eating about like 9:30, 10 o'clock. But you gotta think, everything opens up late out there. Like it's like everything opens up late. Matter of fact, restaurants probably be open at 9 o'clock. And they don't close until like 11:30, 12. So
that's a Spain thing, right? That's a Spain thing.
Yeah, that's a cultural thing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that may just be a European thing, period. Because they do it in other countries as well. Italy is the same way. But yeah, man. So just getting used to being Joe Kennedy again, and not C2 Kennedy or Petty Officer Kennedy. You know what I mean? It's different. But I'm ready though, mentally. I've definitely switched over some gears, and yeah, man, I'm ready.
So
ready.
So inform the listeners about the process of getting out and transforming back to that civilian world, because to me, I'm gonna be honest, like when you were telling me the process, you got to stay 2 weeks like at a naval base, and then you're free. It's like, isn't it similar to like they're deprogramming you to get ready for that? Like kind of getting you out of that military that military like feel, and then back to civil, like deprogramming all that militariness, even though it's never gonna leave you, but kind of trying to be like, all right, bet you can't live this way no more. You got to go back to being able to live this way because you've been living that way for 8 years now, 8-9 years.
So check it out. I put it to you like this: for somebody that went straight into the military after high school, it would probably take them a lot longer to adjust opposed to me, right? Because I didn't go straight out of high school. I tried school for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I went in when I was 20, 21, some shit like that. But so that switch wasn't hard for me. I already knew how to grind as a civilian. Some of these guys don't, or some of these guys and women don't. You know, that's all that they know. That's just like somebody going to prison. I mean, really, it's what's the word I'm looking for?
Institutionalized.
Institutionalized. You become institutionalized as something after 4 years. Me, that never happened. Because I already knew, you know, what my lifestyle was going to be and how I wanted to move. Now, you know, you have to move in line because, you know, that's just how the game goes. But no, that transition wasn't hard for me. But the process of getting out was more checking you out of the system. The thing that preps you for facing civilian life is a program called TAPS. And TAPS is pretty much, they teach you how to find a job, how to build a resume.
Wow.
Interview tips.
Oh, shit.
Applying for school, like, yo, the things that we, you know, already knew how to do, they're teaching you that all over again. Because some people really forget. They rely on the military so much. It's like, Uncle Sam not paying me no more, so what am I supposed to do now?
You know what's crazy, bro? When you brought up like institutionalized, right? Because I work for the prison system, right? And I work law enforcement. Literally, what you just said is exactly the same thing they do to guys about to get released within 30 days. They get resources that come in. They try to help them get their plan right, get them to places where they can get services and interviews and all that. Like literally, what you just said is exactly the same thing they do in the prison life. That is just mind blowing. That's mind blowing, bro.
It's real, man.
It's similarities to it. It's similarities. Yeah, go ahead, Vaughn. Speak on it, bro.
No, I didn't mean to cut y'all off, but it's
you good.
It's like if you really, I mean, just because we have somebody with military background, we have somebody, you know what I mean, law enforcement background, and everybody here is going to public school and everything like that. It's like all of those systems are very, very, very similar. They're just tweaked in certain ways, you know what I mean, to fulfill you know what I mean, the different void for each, you know what I mean, situation. Like I said, schooling, public schooling, the military, and then like I said, law enforcement. It's all the same system at the end of the day. It's just tweaked in different ways to apply in different situations. But it's definitely wild once you say it out loud and really be like, damn, that's imagine Matt's whole reaction just now. It's like,
bro, like
literally bro.
what he just said, because my job is to get those guys services, right? So I'm the guy that from the law enforcement, I go into prison, I meet with those guys, I have conversations with them, we talk about what they need, what they don't need, what I can help them with. Literally what you just said is everything we talk about. Like, boom, call this number, you can get this. When you get out, I get your bus passes, you know what I mean? I get you transportation, resources, what type of skills did you acquire while you were incarcerated? Those type of things that can translate to back into that civilian population. Same thing with the military. If you don't have certain certifications that'll apply in the real world, you're screwed. Like if you just did infantry or you didn't do anything like electrical or construction or engineering, something that'll, I bet you can use that to apply in the civilian world, you're screwed.
It's so crazy because if you listen to what Joe just said, correct me if I'm wrong, but Joe, you just said that it takes 4 years to get institutionalized, correct?
That's the theory.
And once you get to high school, ideally, how many years are you in school? How many years are you in high school?
4 years, bro.
How many years are you ideally supposed to be in college?
4 years.
It's
wow.
Ain't that wild, yo?
There's no coincidence, bro. Like,
mind blown right there, bro. Mind blown right there.
It was something that they were saying how public school was, right? it's very similar to how a prison schedule is. It has something to do with like the way the bell rang was the same way that they ring the bells in prison, and you have your yard time, which is recess, and you know what I'm saying? That's some wild shit in itself.
Yo, let me go get my tin hat. Let me find my tin hat because
real rap. That's
it's
funny.
Like,
it's crazy.
It's the similar because all school teaches you how to be a good worker. School doesn't do nothing to advance you entrepreneur wise, like to actually start a business, to make money, it just teaches you how to work for a system that's been indoctrinated into the society since the beginning of time. You know what I mean? I think that to break that cycle, it's something that you're gonna have to. It's gonna have to be a lot of people to stand up and say, "Nah, we're not doing it this way no more." Because the way the schooling is, you sit in your assigned seats. You get assigned. You can't sit where you want. You get assigned to sit where you want. In prison, you get assigned a bunk. You get assigned a number. You get assigned a name. Whatever the case may be, it's very similar, man. Like the aspects of it is mind blowing. How you can just put them like we talked about earlier. That compare and contrast bubble. That compare and contrast bubble. If you compare the prison life to school, you're going to see a lot of things that are exactly the same. And then you're going to see things that are not the same. Like they can leave at the end of the day. You leave at 3:00. Usually in a prison life, you can be in program from 8 to 3, but you go back into your area. You're not leaving to go home. You know what I mean? Yeah, like a lot of them guys, like, I'm going to break it down. Like I'm going to break it down, right? Like those guys in the prison, they have to get a job. They have to do different programs because, bro, it's going to be boring. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to get free time. You're not going to get good time if you just stay in your cell all day. Like, that's boring. A lot of those guys get jobs. They get their high school education. Like some of those guys in there, they take advantage of the opportunity that is given to them in there. Like a lot of them are not just sitting around. A lot of them are doing stuff to get free time, to get good time, to get different opportunities. So I will credit those guys that are actually doing that. But other guys, they just do their time, man. They don't do nothing. They do their time. They try to get out. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. Whatever they can do. But a lot of it is they'll go to programming from like 8:00 to 3. They'll do different classes, whether it's like a money class, teach you how to set up a bank account when you get out, or high school class, or like different types of groups. Like sex offenders got their own type of classes they got to take. All this different stuff. Domestic violence, all these different type of classes that they have to take in order to kind of complete their sentencing level. So it's wild, bro. It's wild.
Wild as hell, man. Yeah. Well, hey, what can you do?
So all right. So I'm gonna tell you how my new year went, because I know we went on a tangent, but I didn't get to. So my new year, you know what I mean, 2022 for me has gone okay in a sense. My mental's been okay. You know what I mean? I battled some health issues last year. I'm just now getting back to like 100%. I had COVID in November. You know what I mean? That was trash. Now my son is sick, so I got to deal with that. It's a lot of things I'm battling. You know what I mean? And it's just, trying to be that person, that dad, that father that's just always there for their son. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Him being sick, seeing that's tragic, because you're like, what can I do to kind of not, I wish I could just take the sickness away from you, but you can't. You got to be there, monitor them, make sure they go get their medicine and everything like that. So now I'm experiencing that firsthand. Like, shit, this is the same stuff my mom was doing for me when I was a young baby, even though I don't recall it, but same thing, dealing with that, being up all night, watching them sleep. It's a lot. It's an adjustment.
Hey man,
well, you're killing it in the dad department, bro.
Man. Yeah, I feel like you just undermined it, man. You had everything first as a dad this year, man. First year holidays, first Christmas. Like, I know you just highlighted all the negative, man. Talk about the positive you just went through.
No. So his Thanksgiving was good. Like, he had a good Thanksgiving. We had a good Christmas, a good New Year's, because we spent it together, me and my wife and my son. So, like, all those things were great. Like, those were beautiful things to kind of see him react and ripping the toys, you know what I mean, and seeing the joy in his face, seeing him react to the first snow day, you know what I mean. That was cool.
That was very adorable.
What I mean? But then again, he's still a baby, so he's not gonna remember any of this stuff. But it's us to enjoy and be like,
the experience.
For us to experience and be like, oh, like, okay, I see the smile on his face. So I think a lot of those things, like what Vaughn said, you know what I mean. I don't take those things for granted. But it's just sometimes those negative things kind of impacted and make it kind of like hard to think about the positive things. I will say that. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to be on a positive tangent, you know, coming in on the new year, trying to establish that positive affirmation, that positive thinking more, because it's like when you speak things and you manifest things, when you say, I want to do this, that, and the third, you actually do it. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna piggyback on that real quick, man, before we go any further, because I wanna challenge all of y'all to try something, you know what I mean, every day and every night before you go to bed, because I'm trying to do it. And it just touches on everything you just said, you know what I mean? I want you guys to pinpoint a specific goal you might have this year, or a specific thing that you want to achieve, and tell yourself in the mirror every morning, say it 3 times, say whatever it is you're trying to achieve, tell yourself you're going to achieve it 3 times every day in the morning when you wake up, and then 3 times at night before you go to sleep or before you take it down for the night. You know what I mean? Because just to speak that verbal affirmation out loud every day to yourself, but not only just saying it, but like looking yourself in the eye and saying it, you know what I mean, to further push the idea that you truly are going to achieve it, and you yourself are going to do everything you can to achieve it. So like I touched on in the beginning, like one of my struggles last year, and potentially for a while, has just always been money management and just financial struggles. So, you know what I mean? I'm telling myself every day in the morning that 2022 will be my last year with any type of financial issues and financial, you know what I mean, troubles, you know what I mean? So I'm telling myself that 3 times every day in the morning and 3 times every day at night. If you want to write it down on a sticky note to put it on your mirror in the bathroom, do that. You know what I mean? I want everybody here and everybody listening to try to practice that, because that's where it starts. They say if you have a goal and have something to achieve, by telling X amount of people amplifies it, because you're putting it into the universe. But then also it starts with, I think, writing it down, saying it out loud, and telling somebody, or like the 3 steps to working towards achieving a goal that you have. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to instill that into my guys so that we can
appreciate that, bro.
All be successful, man. We're about to be 30, you know what I mean? So
I like that a lot.
Some of us don't. Some of us are trying to start families and whatnot. So it's like,
I respect it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, I respect that, bro. I like that a lot, and it's crazy because I'm in this other group chat with me, an older guy, and a couple other guys, all black men. We in this group chat, and we talk about that. Like, we talk about pushing each other. Like, our goal now is to kind of like get healthier. So I got Reggie's dad is in there. Like, that's my brother-in-law. His dad is in 850, but he looked good for his age. He got a lot of wisdom. And like he said himself, he was like, my goal was to get back in the gym, and he did that. At 50 years old, he got back in the gym. Bro was shredded. Like, crazy. Bald head like mine, shredded, right? So he talks to us, and you know what I mean, he mentors us, and it's a lot of good stuff, you know what I mean, trying to push us to elevate us to be better as black men, you know what I mean. And I think that's something that I want to actually input into the group chat that we have together as Bad News, you know what I mean, trying to push us to elevate and be better than how we was before. Same thing with Vaughn was saying, that positive affirmation, that continuance, that pushing each other, because I think a lot of times we don't really give everybody kudos when they're doing some great things. You get what I'm saying? I think sometimes it might get swept under the rug. Like, I got to give Joe his flowers, because he just did a remarkable move, moving to North Carolina, you know what I mean, not getting stagnant from coming out of the military, because you could have gone stagnant. You could have just spent this. I'm going to just chill, you know what I mean? I got to give Mike his flowers for becoming in his own, getting his own crib with his girl, you know what I mean? We got to give each other, I got to give Vaughn his flowers for starting his own YouTube channel and kind of, you know, becoming his own with the fitteds and everything, and getting to that urban street, which he's always been. And I've always told him this. We've always told him this.
Always said it.
Always told him to start a streetwear freaking YouTube, and they just started doing it. So I think we still got to start giving each other flowers, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like actually give us flowers, but give each other kudos, man. Because I think a lot of times it's easy to say negative things about a person, and it's hard to say the positive things about what somebody's doing. You know what I mean? It's easy to be a negative Nancy. Like, I can be negative all day, but it's hard to be positive. And I think that's something we got to grow into, man.
I agree.
We got to show that love, man.
Especially because there's so many of us, bro. I remember on like one of the episodes Grundy and I did, little shameless plug real quick. I also have a podcast called Celestial Conversations. We've been on a year and a half hiatus between myself moving and my co-host trying to finish school, and then, like I said, he's still back in Delaware, but I do have a podcast called Celestial Conversations. You can find that on everywhere you can find this podcast. You can find that one as well. Again, Celestial Conversations. But one of the episodes that we had on there, a while back was we were talking about I forgot how it came up, but within the conversation I pretty much alluded how I have a group chat with like 8, 7, 8, 9 of my best friends, and the two ladies I was on the episode with, they were taken aback. They were like, not only do I have a group chat, but I have a group chat with, like I said, 7, 8, 9 other men that I like call my best friends. Like it blew their mind that that was even a thing that existed. And so I think sometimes, to Matt's point, this is where I'm going with this, is that we take that, like you said, we sometimes take that for granted, that we, like, our friend group is rare as fuck.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? To put it
facts.
bluntly, bro, it's not something that people have, and it's not a support system that people come across often, because people's emotions and just feelings and envy and jealousy get involved. You know what I mean? Just so much other outside BS gets involved, and just the idea, like I said, of having somebody go in the group chat and count it, so we can have like a legit number of how many people are in there. You know what I mean? But it's like, just to have a support system in a group chat of 8 men that legitimately call each other's brothers and friends. So 7 crazy.
people, yeah.
So
7.
7 of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy. So like I said all that to say, because not only if we, like I said, implement what I said, and then what Matt piggybacked with, and we have ourselves and then 6 other people holding us accountable to do those things, like there's no way we won't be successful, because that's
Right.
6 other people with positive energy and the same mindset and the same affirmations, like I said, holding us accountable and everything like that. And then we try to hold each other accountable when it comes to the relationships and stuff like that, but which is great. But if we transfer that into like businesses and goals and health and everything else, like it's no reason why Bad News can't be like a multi-million-dollar conglomerate.
Facts. Shout out to Bad News, man. Now that's real talk, and we talked about this. I want to say, when we had Mike on the podcast the first time, we talked about how influential Bad News is, and it's like, I talk to my wife about this all the time. Even she don't even talk to her friends. Like, I think women, like when men say, "Yo, I got a group chat, we talk about all these things," they just taken aback, like, you have that? And it's like, not to downplay what women can do, but I think women, a lot of their emotions play into it and everything like that. I think men, it's just a logical thing. Like, if I don't like you, I'm gonna tell you I don't like you, and here's the reason why. If I want to fight you, I'm gonna tell you why I want to fight you, and here's the reasons why. And I think that's what makes our group chat so successful, because we don't hold back, we don't pull punches. Like, if I don't like what Joe did, I'm gonna tell him why I don't like what he did. If I don't like what Vaughn did, I'm gonna tell you why I don't like it. If I don't like what Mike did, I'm gonna tell him why I didn't like what he did. And I think we continue to do that. But then it's also, piggyback. We gotta put those positive affirmations in effect too with each other. That's the number one thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't understand why we're all not rich right now. I'm be honest, for real though. Like, think about all the things we've talked about in the group chat, and like all the different things, or all the different qualities that we have when it comes to doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? Vaughn has the clothing. You know what I'm saying? Mike got the clothing. Greg photography. Right. Coley with this, cybersecurity or some shit. Like, it's so many different things that, you know what I mean, it could really come together to make something big. But yeah, we are rare though, and that's why I fuck with the team so tough.
In fact,
that's just how we rocking.
I consistently tell folks the amount of folks we have in a group, the amount of guys and day ones we stick by each other all the time, and we talk to each other all the time in the group chat. We give each other good energy, good vibes, and it's like no one really else has that at all. Period. I don't know one person that has an 8-person group chat that they grew up with since the sandbox and can talk to for advice, or actually need
everything,
ask for help.
Everything.
It's just crazy.
It has been a long time, since like I think
people fall off.
What we say, Matt? Like
probably like 2000.
I moved to Delaware in 2000.
Yeah, you talking about when everything came together?
Yeah.
I mean, when everybody started, I always tell the story, like, from my perspective, when I came into June, I moved to Delaware 2001. I met Dan 2001. You know what I mean? Then I want to say 2005, I met Coley. Then a few years later, met Joe. Then met Mike, Joe, Fawn. Well, Eric was in there too. And then Greg came along in college when we was all sent to college and everything like that. He came into the fold like that. He came into the fold, and I think that's real tough. And then like Mike said, people came and gone. Like we had other people in the chat. They came, they left. They was gone. You know what I mean? They wasn't in that right circle, in that right mind to be where we at. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
And it's like I feel like not to say I'm the oddball, but I feel like I kind of am, because I didn't grow up and go to high school with y'all. You know what I mean? My parents moved out into the watch. I think it was 03, 04, because that's when I moved in Jersey. My dad and then moved to Delaware around the same time. So I came to Delaware like 03, 04. Coley but I was only coming out there on weekends to see my pops. You know what I mean? It was an every other weekend thing. And then I was coming out there like over the summer, like spending like the summer out there too. But I met Coley across the street. Dan was 4 houses down. Matt was 2-3 houses down from that. And that's who I met first. But I remember coming over and Coley and I playing Madden for hours, going to Matt's crib and playing football. And Lance was playing like steady quarterback for like street lights came on. You feel me? Like, that's man, funny. What? Them weekends was the best time of my life, for real, because I was going home to Jersey and pretty much living dolo. It was just my mom, my stepdad, and me. Like I ain't have nobody else in the crib. So coming to Delaware was really like a highlight of my month, week, summer, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? So, and y'all to still be, like I said, my legitimate best friends that I have. You know what I mean? I don't talk to many people from high school. You feel me? Like y'all the gang for real. You know what I mean? So
it's 100 on that one.
I've expressed that before a couple times, like how appreciative I am of you guys, you know, in the chat and whatnot, because it's real, bro.
Start crying.
Yeah, fact. He about to do that Denzel Washington glory tier. One joint about to stream down.
I'm just being real, man.
Nah.
This is rare. It's rare, man, for a group of men to have like this. You only see the type of shit in movies and in TV shows, for real, bro. Like, for it to be like this in real life, it's not something that you come across often. You know what I mean? It's definitely appreciated.
And it's crazy because I always think of our shit like the brothers. Y'all seen the movie The Brothers? I think of our joint like that because. Like we've all been in situations. We've always held each other accountable. We've all had lovely ladies come and go in our lives, and we always kept each other accountable when it came to certain things. So I always think of us like that, the brothers, but a bigger faction. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean? For real. But and it's funny because I used to tell people all the time, like I never grew up with my brothers, like my real brothers, but the only thing that made Delaware enjoyable was growing up with y'all. Like y'all was actually like can't nobody tell me that y'all not my brothers. Like we real deal grew up. You know what I'm saying? We real deal grew up together. Do some shit, boy. But shit been lit, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, man.
We've been through some stuff, bro. There's stories for days. We told stories on
great times.
But we've been through a lot, man.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of stuff, man.
Our neighborhood was the best in Bear. I don't care what nobody say.
Shout out
we
to
had the best kickbacks. Shout out to Mom and them for leaving every other weekend because God told mighty.
That house was like a hotel party every time.
All right. So yeah. It was fun. It was fun.
But nah, and it's all love, man. And we've been through a lot, man. You know what I mean? Everybody came to my wedding. Well, shout out to Smooth. He wasn't able to come because of his military duties, you know what I mean? But everybody came that was supposed to come, that was supposed to be there, was there. You know what I mean? And that's just really, I will always remember that and always hold that dear, man, because everybody showed up suited and booted, you know what I mean? Dancing, having a good time. And that was love for me, man.
That was a great time.
I know it was, man. I was very pissed off that day. As a matter of fact, I think I ended up drinking that night, just so I could celebrate and and from a distance.
Yeah,
I still whack for that shit though. Why don't y'all do it again? All right, how about y'all hold a reception?
You talking about a renewal of the vows type of thing?
Hell yeah, do it
I think.
today.
Yeah, I don't know about now, but we probably do that. We probably do that like on our 5 years, because we had three now, so we'll probably do it 2 more years. We'll do like a renewal and then
3 years already.
Yeah, man.
Wow, man.
In 2018, it'd be 3 years, and no, it'd be 4 years. This October.
You gotta go to Miami again.
Wow.
Yo, shout out to G5, man. Probably the littest.
This nigga right here.
The littest strip club.
Yo, man, funny as hell,
club in goddamn Miami. Shout out to G5, man. My God. Shout out to G5, man.
Hey, no bullshit. I still got a video of Matt doing the goddamn his Haitian two-step at that spot in Middletown. Was it 273? What's that one? That joint. Hey, yeah, man. Boy. It was damn, what weekend was that? It was a weekend I came.
He was drunk as hell.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because we had something at Javon crib the next day. It was my birthday the next day too. We had a little cookout in the back.
Yeah.
Funny as shit.
Cookouts at Vaughn's.
Oh my gosh.
Lit weekend.
Facts.
Cookouts at Vaughn's be nice.
Nah, the Vaughn be hitting with that mac and cheese, bro. You don't know about his mac and cheese. That don't be hitting, man. You know. I don't know why. Yo, he can. I'm telling you, Vaughn. You know what I mean. You can do the catering if you wanted to. You know what I mean. I don't know why, man. You know, you ball head caterer. You call it right there. Let's stamp it.
Yo, that is a fire ass name,
cuz. Ball head caterer, bro. Let's go ahead.
Ball headed cater, cuz.
I'm telling you, bro.
All right, yo. Listen, yo, what? Added to the YouTube. He started making showing the tutorial, showing the tutorial how you make that mac and cheese.
Facts.
Or, you can't give that shit away, bro.
Yeah, not that one.
Nah, the mac and cheese be hitting. Facts, bro. Facts. But all right, you know what I mean? That's just to say we love the bad news. You know what I mean? We grew up with it, and it's a part of us. You know what I mean? I think everybody should get tired of bad news on their chest.
Facts.
On they you know what I mean? We need to get tatted. We need to be inked up forever with that one.
Yo, I was gonna get a big ass like a bear scratch across my ribs, and in between the scratches it was gonna say bad news gentleman.
Oh
yeah, some shit.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that would be dope too, as far as like a bear claw scratch.
Yo, if somebody
and then the inside, that would be tough.
I've said it a million times. If somebody can get a tattoo artist to draw out the picture, I will get that tatted on my body. Yeah. I just need a graphic designer to design it. Somebody come up with a dope concept with bad news gentleman, or bad news N-words, whatever. I think bad news gentleman is good. It's better.
Yeah, but, bad news N-words, no.
Yeah, bad news gentleman. something dope like what Smooth was saying, bro. I'm gonna get that joint on my arm. That probably be my first tat.
I started saying bad news gentleman after we started becoming men, for real.
Well, I mean, you first broadcasted it in Atlanta. I remember that.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to go about it. I mean, niggas is in growth as far we.
Real rap. Yo, we're not like. Yeah, we're not what we.
But I feel
not,
like the legendary B&B, man. The legendary
B&B.
Let's talk about how y'all feel about the Ahmaud Arbery case, and you know what I mean. Those 3 gentlemen just got convicted. Travis was Michael McMichael, and the guy was videoing. They just got convicted and sentenced to life without parole. How do you guys feel about the situation? You know what I mean. Are y'all happy for the verdict? You think this is a win for the black man, the black cause? Like, how do y'all feel about it?
Well, honestly, it does a little bit of justice, but I mean, you can't say it really healed the wound. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just did a little bit of something for the family, at least, and for the culture. And this was I feel like the judge was more on the family side and realizing and recognizing that this was somewhat like a modern day lynching, honestly, on the way they went about things, as far as them seeking to go after this young man as he's in another house, but it's someone else's property. But they took it upon themselves to actually stop what they were doing. I believe they said that the son of the McMichaels, Everett, he was putting his son down to sleep. And out of nowhere, his dad came in. I was watching the sentencing today as I was at work, and they said that the son of the dad from the son was putting his son to sleep, and they decided to then seek Mr. Ahmaud Arbery and, get into the confrontation that they did, and the result was the result, and it was very devastating. It's a tragic event. I'm a father. You feel me? So when the dad went up to the podium and decided to give his speech, it was devastating, honestly. But like I said, it brings justice, but it doesn't really, heal the whole wound in itself.
All right. Go ahead, Vaughn.
Well, I think you can say I was kind of surprised. You know what I mean? Just because we know the track record of the American justice system, and it's never been in our favor, and probably never will be, because of how certain things and certain laws are legitimately written, you know what I mean, to go against African American, Black people, you know what I mean, etc. So to see the results and see that, I guess you could say technically justice was served, it was surprising. You know what I mean? And I don't know, you would think because of how numb and how, and I say this, you know what I mean, with respect, but I feel like we've become numb to the fact of our people being wrongfully convicted and killed without justice. You know what I mean? But with that being said, you would think that I would be more elated to see that one of our brothers who were wrongfully slain be, you know what I mean, have some justice in his favor. You would think I would be elated for that. And I mean, and I don't know. I think if I see more happen consistently, I'll be elated and I'll be more excited about it. But because, I mean, God forbid, but something could happen next week, and at the end of the year, we could be right back to the same old American justice system. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, I think if we have more cases go in our favor and more of our people if they end up being alive, get acquitted, or if they end up getting slain wrongfully, you know what I mean, the people who did take their life get convicted and get significant jail time and not 8 to 10 years and getting out and stuff like that. And if they get life and like legitimate jail time consistently, I'll feel confident and, you know what I mean, and legitimately feel like, okay, justice was served and is continuing to be served. You know what I mean? And I mean, definitely send my condolences to the Arbery family. Hopefully I pronounced her name right. But because I remember when those videos, truthfully, we keep it on it. I remember when that video came out, it was a lot of split-sided and division within the group chat. Not in the world, in the group chat alone. In the group chat alone, there's a lot of people saying we gotta wait till all the information comes. I remember that. See what happens, and not throwing no shade or anything. I'm just saying what it is. Yeah, I know me. I don't beat around the bush for shit. You know what I mean? It was a lot of split, you know what I mean, opinions, which understandably so, because there wasn't really a lot in the beginning. We didn't know what was going on, and there were a lot of people saying different things, but it's just crazy, you know what I mean? What blows my mind so much about situations like this is that, like, the audacity that some white folks have to even feel like they can go out and take matters into their own hands. I'm
trying to be a damn vigilante and shit.
Exactly. Vigilantism, man.
Pretty much.
Exactly. To make it seem like they're that authoritative figure to be able to go out and take a man's life. You know what I mean? Or even, you know what I mean, chase somebody down at, you know what I mean, I don't know if they had him at gunpoint or whatever, but chase him down with 2 other men in the truck and had a gun on hand to, like, really try to, you know what I mean, take this man's life. You know what I mean? I could go on all day. Y'all know me and how I feel about these certain situations, so I don't want to talk too much, but for his family's sake, I'm happy that they all got life. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Nah, I agree. I'm about the same way. Like, I'm definitely happy for the family. It is a win, you know, because justice was served. But I'm also like you, Vaughn. It's like, all right, who's next or what's next? Because we constantly see this all the time. And it's funny because when we had Matt's cousin up here, Chris, we were talking about
yeah, shout out to Chris.
Yeah, shout out to Chris. We were talking about, or he had made up a point, brought up a point about symbolism, like how Juneteenth was supposed to be a huge win for the Black folks, which yes, it was, but what really came from that? How is that going to help us moving forward? We got another holiday. I mean, that's cool, but what's next? You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate the win, but let's see it on a consistent basis. Let's see this happen every time a case like this is brought up. If you know the case is on their side, right? Let's see this consistently. Then maybe folks will be like, oh, all right, well, we kind of got some faith in the justice system now because they're actually doing what they are supposed to be doing, being a fair justice system. But you know, we're not gonna see that. I don't know if we're gonna see that in our lifetime. I take that back. I think we will towards the tail end once all these seasoned people in Congress and judicial system and all that. As soon as they get up out of there, you know, it's going to be people from our generation that's going to start taking office. And I think it's a lot more people in our generation that's, I think it's fair to say cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all grew up together. So it was never really like that black and white hate or that they saw or that our parents may have seen or our grandparents may have seen. Everybody now is like, dude, nobody care about that shit. I mean, you see a bunch of interracial relationships now. So that's been, you know, I think that's been changed, but you know, it's still a couple of them out here. But anyways, yeah, I think you know, it is what it is. We'll see what happens next. What about you, Mr. Matt?
I think I think it was a win. Because you know, like Vaughn said, you know, we don't really get a lot of these W's like that. We don't really get a lot of these type of convictions, especially life with 3 people. That's a win. But then again, it's like, all right, cool, we got this one, but what's gonna happen next? What's the next video we're gonna see? What's the next sling we're gonna see? You know what I mean? I think the best win would be like the laws need to be changed. Like if the legislative system of that state needs to be kind of changed or reconciled to where somebody can't have the ability or the authority to kind of just chase someone down and try to hold them against their will or whatever the case may be, because the law does state that, but they acted unjustly. I think the law change will probably be a better win for me, even though they did get they got what they deserve because they deserved that for the slaying of that man. Shout out to his family, rest in peace to him. But I think the laws have to be next on this one. That has to be the next agenda. And I think black people have to tackle that instead of just going for the money, because they're gonna go for the money. They're gonna go for the trinkets instead of making a long-term stand. We'll give you $2 million. The city will pay for your loss, but we'll never change this law. We're gonna keep it the way it is. No. The law got to be changed, man.
That's kind of what I want to. My fault, Joe, to cut you off. I know you was about to.
Nah.
The thing that I was sitting here thinking about, right, and I guess this is to piggyback the points that we were always making. It's like, let's go back to. I don't know how far apart they were, but these are just the 2 biggest things that came to mind for whatever reason, right? The Rodney King case and beating.
1992.
You said what?
1992.
Oh, so that was in the 90s. Okay, so that was
LA riots.
Yeah.
Right. So it was a big disparity in time there. But so what I'll still say what I was going to say, even though the time disparity is very vast. But the Rodney King case and then the OJ case, right? So the point that I'm getting at is the Rodney King thing. I know the OJ thing happened first, but the point is kind of irrelevant now because of how far apart that happened. But I'll still try to make the point, right? The point I was trying to make or going to make was that I just hope that this Ahmaud Arbery case isn't like a win they just gave us to shut us up for a little bit.
Mhm.
That's what I'm doing. I hope they didn't. This wasn't just like a case they gave us and allowed us to win. You know what I mean? Just to shut us up. You know what I mean? Just and something else will happen in X amount of time that, like I said, that'll go right back into the same situation. So it's like we feel as though the Miss Taylor case, we feel like we probably lost that one. The George Floyd case, we probably feel like we lost that one because neither one of those people got life, to my understanding. But this case comes along and they gave them life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think
They in jail though.
hold on. Yeah, they in jail.
Yeah,
But
They are in jail, but
I think
not. Go ahead, Matt.
I think with the George Floyd, right? Like, I'm gonna sound like a bad dude when I say this shit, but I feel like with the George Floyd, I think he got immortalized for the wrong reason. Like, I don't think he was a martyr at all. I don't think he was someone that was sticking up for justice or anything like that. Like, he wasn't a.
Is that what they painted him as?
Yeah, oh my God, he's immortalized, bro. He's a martyr. They got statues of him and everything.
I mean, yeah. Well, I see that with Breonna Taylor and all other folks too. I don't know. But I'm gonna let you finish your point though.
I get the Breonna Taylor one because she got shot. It was a stupid warrant, and they came in, they shot up the place, they did all this crazy stuff. I get that, but I think with George Floyd, yes, I feel sorry for his death. He shouldn't have died. You know what I mean? And when what the police did, that was wrong training. They shouldn't have did that. But I don't think he should be recognized as someone, as a black leader or anything like that. I think we need to just not recognize him as that. I think he just needs to be someone he was wrongfully slain due to police injustice, but he shouldn't be someone recognized as a leader or somebody part of a movement. He was not. Maybe I'm not seeing the right news or something. I don't see him being painted as that guy.
That was a martyr.
Yeah, that's new.
They got statues and everything all of him up.
Yeah, I mean, they do have statues.
Yeah, immortalizing him.
I can see what Matt's saying just because I feel like maybe that was like, wasn't that the case that like really kicked off like all the protests and marching and everything? Like,
it was a turning point.
Off all the riots.
It was a turning point for sure.
Yeah, that was the one.
Definitely.
So I can see why Matt could say that and everything like that, but I didn't even mean that for the conversation to go there, but I was just trying to say I hope that this wasn't like a hush case in a way. Like,
I get you, bro.
To further the example, it's like, you know how a lot of people say like Obama's term was just like 8 years of just to shut black people up.
Let's not get started on that, man.
So I'm just trying to further the example. So what I'm saying makes sense. You know what I mean? I just hope this case wasn't a case that we won just to shut black people up for X amount of time and for us to still, like, you know what I mean, for us to forget about still how wrong the legal system is, like Matt was saying, and to not push for laws to be changed because we won this case.
But
you know what I mean?
I get you, Juan,
like bigger picture.
I get you, and I think it's like we talked about it with Chris. It's that symbolism, that being the first this, the first that. Like, black people, like, we got to get out of that mindset of this, first that shit, man, because that shit doesn't mean nothing. You can be the first this, first that, but what did you do? What have you done? What did you do to change the course of it? I think we get immortalized into this, first that, but we never change what comes with that. Yeah, we got a first black vice president, right? What is that gonna what is that doing for us? What is that doing for us? We got a president that has dementia. What are we doing? What are we doing? So
I was just about to say Kamala gonna be right on that list.
It's just baffling sometimes that, like, especially when we talked about the Juneteenth. Yeah, we got that. That's a beautiful thing to get as a holiday, right? Mm-hmm. What happened? Y'all remember what happened with that reparation talk? Whatever happened with that? That was dead in the water when the campaigns was coming. That was the question they was asking all the candidates. Reparations. And we'll look into that. We'll do that. I have not heard a single word about it after he got elected. What was the promise he made to people? I'm going to cancel your student loan. Not a word. So, and I get it. We talked about this 3 podcasts ago about we got to start looking at our state and local representatives more than looking at the president because they're not going to do nothing for us. State and local representatives are going to help us out a little bit more because they can change a lot more things than the president can. President kind of got his hands tied. He's kind of puppet, whatever the case may be. But it's just we got to stop looking at it of getting the first this, first that, blah blah blah. We got to make a change into what law got passed, what this got passed. Like those things matter because they're stamped in history. First president, great. First black president, great. What did he do? Name one thing Obama did for black folks. I want one of y'all to name one thing.
Got Matt in his bag.
Name one thing.
I don't really care for politics, so I don't know.
I can name 3 consecutive things that he did for different minorities that benefited him greatly. One thing he passed. LGBT same-sex marriage bill being allowed in all 50 states. Secondly, he appointed I want to say the first Latina Supreme Court Justice, Sonia Sotomayor. And third, was that him that did that? I don't know what the third thing was, but then Biden he signed into action the Asian hate crime bill. It's just baffling. Like, and then it's like you got to give them ethnic groups they kudos, man, because they get their stuff, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say you put me game to that with the as far as like teach me about the lobbyists and the cats that's like getting these folks to push for these bills. Like that's
I'm telling you,
don't think about that.
My cousin said, shout out to said, man. He's a black conservative Trump supporter, but he's real. He knows what he be talking about. Like he be telling me about politics and everything like that and laws and all that. And he tells me like, yo, it's the lobbyists, bro. Like the lobbyists push to get these laws passed. If you have it in with the lobbyists, because they're the ones that take the politicians out to eat and kind of inform them of the laws and see why would it be? They're the ones that inform them of the laws that they want to get passed, whether it's like NRA, LGBTQ groups, or Asian groups or black groups or whatever. They have lobbyists that kind of push those laws to get passed, and it's all about money, man. It's money into those lobbyist groups. What's one thing about black folks they don't know how to do? They don't know how to put money together. Group economics, right? That's Dr. Claude. That's Dr. Claude Anderson. He taught us about that group economics, and we can continue to keep the black dollar in the black area, and then we can solve all our problems, right? Bond, you live in the black Mecca. You live in the black Mecca in the United States, Atlanta. How many black businesses do they have in Atlanta? A lot, right? And Atlanta is going through a lot of stuff. Ain't nothing going good with Atlanta right now. But it's just mind blowing. Like we can't get to that logical thinking, man. It's just crazy. It's hard to go on a tangent, man. But it was
there. It was there and gone.
Good.
That mindset was there and gone. I think we talked about it before, but I think people got too scared and had to stop worrying about everybody else and worry about themselves because of the changes that was going on after these black businesses and like black middle classes and stuff like that was established. People started disappearing. People was dying. People was getting locked up. So that whole group economics thing, how you gonna do that when your group is dispersed? You got folks to see the dead in jail, unemployed.
I know how they can do it because black people are one of the richest when it comes to spending money in other communities and spending it on stupid shit. We buy all this stupid stuff that's not black owned at all. And I'm not trying to be angry, or I'm not trying to say it as a bad thing, but it just comes to an imperative where name the last black business that you supported.
Nonchalant.
There you go. Name one, Vaughn.
Damn. Probably where I got my vitamins and like my detox pills and stuff like that.
There you go. Name one, Mike, a black business that you supported.
Pardon me.
These oils, it's these essential oils that my girl got, and these aromatherapy candles. I don't know the name, but it's a black-owned business. It's a black-owned chick. It's a chick, actually. Yeah.
I can name a black business that I supported. My barber's black. I go to the Essence. Shout out to Carlos. That's a black barber. I support him and I tip him well because I take care of him and he take care of me because my shit be spicy. You know what I mean? But it's just like it's just like we can name one, but we definitely can name the last time we bought some Nikes, the last time we bought this, the last time we bought that. That's easy to remember, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know, man. I'm just speaking out my butt, but it makes a lot of sense though, because like it's hard to kind of put us in that area, like Bond said. Like Joe said about, you know, incarceration and everything like that, and people. But I think even still, we still like look at the celebrity. Look at Instagram, right? Every celebrity always represents an expensive white-owned brand, whether it's Balenciaga, Gucci. Like, look what Kanye just did, right? He has a merger. He's about to come out with a nice deal, which probably gonna be fire when it comes out. I'm not knocking that, but Balenciaga, Gap, and Yeezy, they're gonna merge and come out with some hot stuff. That's amazing, right? But you still supporting a white-owned company at the end of the day. You buy his stuff, you still supporting a white company, even though he's the face of it. He's still gonna be Balenciaga, Gap is behind those white-owned companies. So I'm just saying, man, like celebrities talk about they support black-owned businesses, but every time you see them, what fit they in? They ain't either Fashion Nova, Balenciaga, Gucci, whatever. Anybody, I support black businesses. Why you not wearing their stuff? Why you not shouting them out? Because those businesses get you more clout. That's why. But was out, man. This has been an excellent episode. I appreciate y'all being here as guests. Any last words, last thoughts from you guys?
Appreciate you guys having me.
Word. This was definitely dope. Definitely dope, man. Makes me miss being makes me miss doing podcasts, to be honest, man. It was definitely a stress reliever in a way, you know what I mean? Just to sit down every week with Grundy and have a podcast and just talk about whatever. So
Nice.
this was definitely fun. Appreciate the invite. Shout out to Has for not being able to make it.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we didn't invite him.
Stupid.
As wherever you at, brother. Yeah, you wasn't invited to this party.
Yo,
Wherever you at, brother.
Did that, yo.
Wherever
Wow.
you was at, bro. Wherever you at.
That's what's up, Vaughn. That's what's up. Keeping all that shit.
Yeah, facts.
That's funny as hell.
But
Nah, man, we definitely appreciate y'all coming through. And hell, Vaughn, next time, if you want to pull up again, yo, just say the word.
Yeah,
Same with you,
facts.
Mr. McClary.
yeah. Shout y'all Instagrams out and sign off real quick, guys.
Yeah, it's your boy King Vaughn, man. You can follow me on Instagram at KingXVaughn_. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, please and thank you, at Vaughn's Closet. If you just search that on YouTube, it should come right up. And tune into Celestial Conversations, man. We haven't recorded in quite some time, but we got 54 episodes out, so plenty of content to catch up to. Yeah, tap in.
Where you guys can follow me at Lee Nonchalant G's on Instagram. I also have the brand website at Nonchalant Clothing Brand on IG, and you can also go to www.nonchalantclothingbrand.net, and you can also go there.
Keep that dollar black.
Try
Facts.
to. He's going to Chick-fil-A right after this. Watch.
Peace and love, y'all. Peace and love.
All right, yo.
Hi.